I came across the Bismarck's decals. Now I can't remember what it was we wanted them for. Maybe we're gonna practice with decals on something? I can't remember. Anyway, here they are. I didn't throw them out. I remembered afterwards why it was we wanted the decals. Remember when we were looking at the nameplate and the lettering was off to the right and there was a space on the left and we were wondering if possibly something was supposed to go there? And I was saying something about, well, maybe there was a special decal or something that was supposed to go on there. But unless it's one of the flags, there's nothing special to go there. Now there is something that we haven't done at all. I'm just going to get everything out of here in order to do it. Way back around, I think, the middle of episode number 11, we started to build this thing. I think I'll find a new one of these. And our special sign. Yeah, we got a kick out of that, didn't we? Okay. Now, what we have not done since we put this thing together way back probably around episode 12 or 13 was change the filters. And I haven't had them out since then. See if I can remember how this goes. It shouldn't be too complicated. Maybe. Maybe if I stood up I could do it better. My, that's a tight fit. What happened? Did those things swell? Or maybe it's supposed to go down, not up. Guess it doesn't matter. You know what? I think this one is supposed to go down as well. Now you may remember, oh yeah, I see paint on there. You may remember there's three filters. And what I was going to do was I would put a new one in the back, and filter number 2 would then become filter number 1. You know, I'm seeing paint even on the last one here a little bit, but you know, I can see through it quite clearly. I don't know if you can see that or not. The light's shining through it. It's not like it's plugged up or anything. Okay, so this is going to be, how are we going to do this now? Here. Okay, want this one. Now we're going to put in a brand new one. Okay, so the new one goes in the last. Then we put in a spacer. Okay, so we got a brand new filter in the back, and then what was filter number 2 is now filter number 1. I don't know, maybe that's not a good idea. Maybe I should have just replaced them all. They're not that expensive. However, that's the way I had decided to do it, so I might as well carry on, and yeah, alright. Okay, this was filter number 1 here. It did catch quite a bit of paint, that's for sure. So this system did work. Happy about that. Okay, I got a piece of glass here covering that big hole in the top. The reason there's a hole in the top is so that the light can shine down through. Okay, I'm going to go around the back and plug it in and see if it'll draw in the paper. Well, I already know it will, but I want you to see it. Okay, here we go. It's pretty good. Now you know what's going to happen. The toilet paper police are going to raid my house tomorrow. Yeah, I'm furthering this COVID epidemic by wasting toilet paper. Now, for those of you who might have been worried that I was actually going to waste that toilet paper, well, you don't need to be concerned about that. And you know how I'm always big on showing everything. Well, don't worry, I won't be showing you how I'm going to not waste it. Okay, what's happening here now? We're at 0. Maybe I'll do it like this. Okay. That's pretty close to 10 millimeters. You know, 1/10 of a millimeter over. Well, maybe because the tape is not wound up straight on the spool, it might have... Let's try it again. I'm hoping you can read that okay, and I got the reflection right. Okay, so we can call this 10. And 6.1 millimeters, that's pretty close. Yeah, to me you did good. Okay, let's go to the computer. I've got an idea. Well, here we are in CorelDRAW. And this might sound a little bit complicated, but I think if you sort of stare at the drawing here as we're going through this, it'll make sense. Now, the real hood was 860.5 feet long. Now, if we times that times 304 millimeters, 304.8 millimeters per foot, we end up with 280.4 millimeters. So that's how long in millimeters the real hood was. Now, if we reduce it down to match up with Trumpeter's model here, which is 1/200 scale, we divide it by 200, and we come up to 1,311.4 millimeters. Now, I didn't go out and measure the hull of the model, but that sounds about right to me. Okay, I've drawn here in CorelDRAW our model, our drawing rather, to that exact length. You can see it up over here, 1,311.4 millimeters. Okay, so we're going to get the scale correct. Now, let's go down here. There are 304.8 millimeters in a foot. Now, they say that the real boot line was 8 feet tall, so let's go 304.8 times 8 feet. It comes to 2,438.4 millimeters on the real hood. Now, we're going to divide that by 200. So that means that the people that were saying that it was around, I think Andy had this exact same figure that I got. Anyway, 12.129 millimeters. I'm starting to get tongue-tied here, and I'm getting confused myself when I drew this. Anyway, 12.129 millimeters. Let's just sort of round it off. Let's call it 12.2 millimeters. That's, you know, we'll call it 12.2. Makes a lot more sense. Okay, now let's zoom in on the side here on the boot line. Don't want to go too close in. Now you'll see over here, this boot line is actually drawn to 10.5 millimeters. Now this is our 6 millimeter tape. If we were to put it on the side, in comparison, it would look just like that. The 10 millimeter tape is pretty close to exactly what the guy that drew this drawing drew. Okay? Now what it should be, the 12.2, well, it's a little bigger. Okay. Now, I still can't make up my mind. It was almost a 50-50 on how many people thought we should have 6 millimeter and how many people thought the 10 millimeter. One thing is for sure. We have to paint the side of the ship black, probably from about here to here. You know what? This is, I'm thinking this is primer paint anyway. Why not just do the entire side black? I don't think it'd hurt. I think I should be able to paint the hull red over top of black, just as easy as that lacquer primer that I used on the Bismarck. Anyway, you can see here the different sizes: 6 millimeter, 10 millimeter, and what it should be, which is 12.2. That is, if it was going to be correct. I don't know. For a while there, I was thinking of 6, but now I'm sort of leaning towards 10. It might not look that bad. Anyway, let's spray the side of the hull here and get it over with. Okay, the afternoon is getting on here, so we may not be able to spray today. But and I still haven't wiped the hull down and so on. I want to try and get fingerprints and what have you off of it so that the paint will stick as good as possible. All right, we're as far to the left as we can go. Now, I want to spray right in this area right here. So let's see how this is going to go. Like I say, this is just a dry run. Now, it'd be nice if it was sort of at an angle like this so that I can just, sit here nice and comfortable and spray along the side. And here's my thinking on this. If I put this in here like this, it's almost the right length. Something like this might work really good. Let's just try it now. It's always a good idea to do a complete dry run here. Okay, so I would spray this area, move it down, spray here, move it down, spray here, move it down. And I should be able to do the stern section without it falling off the other end of the model table. Okay, now, because I don't want to have to clean my airbrush and, do another time, what was going to happen here? How would I turn this over, in other words? I will be wearing my rubber gloves, so I can grab it from underneath here. And then carefully swing everything around. Don't knock the camera over. Okay. And we put our stick back in. Okay. So now we could spray here. Move it down. I think this is going to work. I want to have this whole thing as close as possible to the booth so that the air is being drawn in that way. I've got my windows open right now and there's a bit of a breeze blowing through. It might be smart to close my windows, at least while I'm doing the spraying. And yeah, I think this is probably going to work. I think I can just leave it like that. Well, I've got to wipe the hull down anyway, so I don't know. This episode is not going the way I had planned. Okay, let me get some warm soapy water here, just lightly soapy, and wipe it down, and then clear water and wipe it off again. And I'll be using a microfiber cloth so that I'm not going to be leaving any watermarks, I hope. But I'm going to do that off camera. We've wasted enough time here today. Okay, I know I had said I wasn't going to show any of this, but I was seeing what appeared to be like mold release or something right there. But whatever it is, it's not coming. I'm just going over it now with soapy water, very lightly soapy, but I'm going to go over it with clean later. So, don't know what that is. Maybe it's discolored plastic, or anyway, it doesn't matter, I guess. Well, I did manage to get it all wiped down. First soapy water and now clear water, and I didn't break anything off here. Yeah, there's only so many times I can go over this thing. I'm going to try not to be handling it now. Anyway, I think that's it for today, folks, because I don't want to have to rush the painting. I want to be able to take my time, so that'll be tomorrow's video. All being well. Oh, one of the viewers drew to my attention the fact that maybe the paint that I got for the side was not the correct one. I think it was, what was it? It's supposed to have been number 22 or something? I'm not sure. I'll look that up later. Anyway, we'll check into that before we spray it on. Thanks for watching, and all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.